How to master your craft the Chinese way or the Chinese method. Greetings, my name is Z Wardle, and today I would like to tell you how brilliant the Chinese are at perfecting their craft. And that's why today I'd like to delve deep in this topic, how to master your craft the Chinese way. Okay, so I've been in China recently, and over the years, I've been to China and back so many times because, well, it was for work purposes, but also like China is such an amazing country, guys. So, first of all, you cannot outwork a Chinese person. They have crazy work ethic. When they're supposed to work for 8 hours and only have an hour for the break or their lunch break, yeah, they are going to be standing on their feet or be absolutely busy for 7 hours. There's no time to wander around. There's no time to engage in personal activities at work. They have crazy work ethic. All right, so now I'll get to this point later, but let's start with point number one. What I've learned about the Chinese is their mental focus. They are able to be physical and they don't allow their minds to wander. When a Chinese person is doing a task, they are there and they are present and they are going to do it to the best of their ability so that they don't have to go back and redo the task. A Chinese person cannot clean and sing at the same time. They focus, their hands holding the mop and moving the mop around. They focus, okay? When they cook, they are present. They are right there. When they are at work, they never ever allow their minds to bluzer or think about things that are outside of the task that they are dealing with at that particular moment. And I think that is why they are so brilliant at what they do, and unfortunately, these things are not taught, okay, especially in other countries, okay? So I can talk about South Africa. The word focus is such a vague word. We all know what it means. So in school, when your teacher says focus, you know that they mean pay attention. But we never have actually delved deep into what the word focus means and what it means to actually focus. Because if we knew, then we would be brilliant problem solvers and we would be brilliant creators and we would be, as brilliant as the Chinese people. Okay, so it doesn't mean that the Chinese people are more brilliant than us. It doesn't mean that they are smarter than us. It just means that there's a skill that they polished at a younger age. It's like it's in their DNA, at a younger age, they were taught that and they run with that and they thrive with that. So, but then the best part of this is that it's never really too late. You can actually begin, and this can be learned at any age. So you can begin now. Okay, when you make your bed, okay, in the morning, you just throw the duvet on the floor and the pillows everywhere, and then make your bed and sing and think about your problems and walk out, and an hour later you've forgotten the color of your sheets. It's highly possible, and that sort of thinking backwards can help us to know if we are present in the moment in the tasks that we engage in. Okay, so from today onwards, when you make your bed or whatever tasks that you are dealt or given, you should focus. Do it to the best of your ability. Don't allow your mind to wander. Be there. Be present. Okay? If you're doing the dishes, be present. If you're speaking to people, be present. If you are at work, going about your business, be present. And that's going to make you a high achiever, because we possess all the knowledge and skills to be brilliant people and to be the masters of our craft. But when we lack focus, when you pray to God and speak to God, are you focused? Are you present? When you're in a meeting, are you present? Okay, speaking about meetings, the second point, Chinese people love meetings, guys. Oh my gosh, even for small things, meetings all the time. And even for them, before they do something, they always have like a notebook, and pen, and they just have a small meeting with themselves. So now when you wake up in the morning, you can have a small meeting with yourself. Okay, how long is it going to take me to shower today? Okay, it's going to take me probably 15, 20 minutes. Okay, how long is it going to take me to make my bed and get ready for work? Overall, it should not take me more than an hour. Okay, but now if you are not focused, you cannot achieve that goal, because when you're supposed to get up, you start bluesing and you start doing other things and that are not supposed to be the tasks that you are doing, and then you allow your mind to wander and suddenly you are late for work. So, whatever task that you are doing, and for example, if you want to find ways of making money or growing your business or whatever, focus, focus, focus. Okay. Point number two: Chinese people are brilliant problem solvers. Okay, they solve problems. They don't spend time worrying about the problem. They spend time looking at ways to solve it. And I think it was evident, especially during COVID, as soon as China got hit by the pandemic, they started building hospitals in 1 week. A lot of hospitals were built. Why? That's how they are. That's how they are wired. They solve the problem. There's no time to sit and cry. They are brave and they solve a problem, and they bring to the table solutions. And even if those hospitals never got to be used for them, that didn't go to waste, because you don't know the future. Okay, so if you can master that, you will not have problems in life. You will be the master of your problems. Not that you won't have problems, but problems won't concern you if you are solution oriented. Okay, instead of being fixated on the problem. Okay, my last point: work ethic. Wow, a Chinese person can work all day. If they are supposed to give their boss 8 hours of work, they can give their boss 8 hours, sometimes 9 hours of work. They are faithful and they are loyal. And they are just, strong. Strong, because like I'm South African and I wasn't wired that way. If you chayile, guys, knock off time is knock off time. What am I giving my boss an extra hour for? And lunch is lunch. If my lunchtime is an hour, I'm going to optimize that. Okay. So with the Chinese, they can, if they have like a crazy day and if they feel like they haven't managed to handle most of their tasks that day, they can eat for 10 minutes and get back to work. It's just who they are, and that's how they're wired. But I think it's such a beautiful thing. So there is something you can learn from the Chinese. And I think for me, the most useful and valuable, even all these points are valuable, but I think the most useful and valuable would be that of mental focus. Focus and you will be successful. Thank you for being here. God bless you. I'm Jazreel. Bye.